And we're live. Welcome to this evening's public hearing at Town Hall Council Chambers, Town of Annapolis Royal, on Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. We're right on time, maybe a couple minutes ahead of time at 6 p.m. I would like to explain the purpose of this public meeting. As part of the Municipal Government Act, the public meeting is to hear from the public on the proposed changes to the 3 bylaws that we have before us. The meeting is for council to listen to public comments and concerns on the proposed bylaws changes. This is not a question and answer meeting. This is for council to listen to the public only. Staff may answer any questions the public may have or clarify any items that the public may bring forward. There's no time limit for each resident, but the chair can control the length of time on each section. Any written submissions will be read by the CAO at the public meeting. Once the public has had the opportunity to speak, the public meeting will be adjourned. And all members of council are present, so that's not an issue. We have one member of the public present with us, Roger Lindella, who has waived his requirements for notice to be given for live streaming. Thank you for that. So on that note, we'll begin with Building Bylaw 108, which is tab 1 of the package. And were there any written submissions received? None received. None received. Is there any public input on Building Bylaw 108?
Yes,
Yes, please proceed.
thanks. Madam Mayor and Council, I think firstly, I must say it's appropriate to recognize that in preparing my notes, I've had really gracious assistance of CAO Sandy, Director Ken, helping me understand the topic. Especially some of the nuances that apply specifically to our. They were gracious with their time. They answered emails, questions, and each took time out from their busy schedules to meet me in person when I asked for clarity on some specifics. Their consult was helpful and appreciated. And to be sure, if there's still anything in my discussion that's wrong, it's on me. I first saw and had a look at the proposed bylaw about 6 weeks ago. It was mid-January and popped up on the agenda, back in the agenda package for that that session in January. And then again, I had a chance to look at it in preparation for the council meeting in January. I attended at that time, you may recall, and I highlighted concerns about affordability, administrative burdens, and unintended consequences. I asked council to set it aside from this particular process that we're in this evening for a time. I thought that we might favor a less formal route to hear concerns, perhaps from administrators, builders, developers, material suppliers, even homeowners and tradespeople. We had, and we have, an engagement session scheduled for just next week. Yet here we are, and here we are. So in the meantime, I've been encouraged to take a dive into the National Building Code. I'd like to report to you a little bit of what I've learned. Well, I was delighted to learn that it's thousands of pages and multiple volumes. And volume 1 is simply mostly the preface, the indexes, and the definitions. That's even before we get a chance to get the good stuff, I think. Thousands of pages seems daunting if we chose to study it. Indeed, but good news for us, I guess, is that it may not truly be necessary. We can take comfort in the fact that the part of the code text is to prompt levels of health and safety in our built environment. And in fact, it's a requirement for constructors, that's builders and tradespeople, owners, to follow that code. They must follow the code by law or no bylaw. That obligation remains. It's the law of the land. That's the National Building Code, as I understand it, federal level. Provincially, it seems to me that statutes and regulations in Nova Scotia refer back to the National Building Code, and they require enforcement of that code by municipalities. Inconveniently, and especially, it seems primarily an unfunded mandate. I'll read the section that You've probably seen yourselves, council of a municipality is responsible for the administration and the enforcement of the act in that municipality. Further on in the text, provincial text, it says the council of a municipality may pass bylaws not inconsistent with the act or the regulations. It's enabling, essentially it's an enabling legislation. It goes on to give advice on permitting, inspecting, how to give notices and add fees. There are limits, of course, but we have choices too. There are as many versions of building bylaws in Nova Scotia as there are municipalities. Still, they are all, as you might expect, variations on a theme. Yet they are unique in that they emphasize local concerns. What are those concerns in Annapolis Royal? Well, I say that they're affordability, paperwork burdens, and unintended consequences. Others may have even more to say. And good suggestions too. Formality of this meeting, I think, deters some people from helping out with their concerns by voicing their concerns. So I'm gonna ask you to vote no when it comes up. And let's just set this aside for a moment more so that we may hear those voices. Thank you.
Thank you.
Work you to research it also.
All right, so we move on to the Dunning bylaw, number 208, at tab 2. Were there any written submissions received?
No submissions received.
Is there any public input on the Dunning bylaw? Yes, sir.
As a member of the public.
And what was that? I guess I can call you a member of the public, but in this context,
Yes.
yes, it gets confusing.
Yes, sir.
Moving on to the Board of Police Commissioners bylaw number 116. At tab 3, were there any written submissions received?
No written submissions received.
Is there any public input on the? Well, let's see, I was quite correct in terms of setting the time limits. The public session, there being no further business, the public hearing is adjourned. Thank you very much. And we're going to go out of this particular video and reload before we